Hey now! What is up, everybody? My name is Mike Brown, aka Review King MB, and happy Batman Day! Yes, today is Batman Day, and each and every single year on Batman Day, I try to pick, watch, and review a Batman film that I have not yet done on the channel. This time, I'm watching a movie that I had never seen until today. Batman Death in the Family. Obviously, by the title, it's based on the comic book of the same name. This movie ties into Batman Under the Red Hood, which was also an animated film that came out so many years ago now at this point. Under the Red Hood is one of my favorite Batman stories and favorite Batman movies in general of all time. So it's very cool that DC decided to do this. This is a very interesting and different experiment that they did, where as you watch the movie, you get to decide. It's interactive. Death in the Family in the comic books was a huge deal as far as the comic book writers giving the audience, giving the readers the choice on whether or not Robin, Jason Todd's Robin, whether he should live or die at Joker's hands. And infamously, people voted for Robin to die. And so that's where we got the Red Hood character. That's where we got the Under the Red Hood movie. It was based around all of that. With this interactive film, you get to change it up, right? You get to decide whether or not you want Robin to live this time around, or if you want things to play out the way that they did, where Robin does die, or you get to decide what characters do what. Do they kill? Do they not? Apparently, there's 7 different endings in this movie, and let me just start with the good. The positives are, this is a very cool idea. It is. It's very cool to take a story, especially a well-known story as far as DC Batman lovers like myself go, where you get to play things out the way that they normally would if you want, or you can go completely off the rails. And given other projects out there, comic book projects like Marvel's What If, or even in the comic books, there's always a what-if story of things going the complete opposite route just to see how things turn out. So it's very cool that they did that with this, that they have so many different versions of the story, have so many different scenarios of it. And I also like that a lot of the voice actors from Batman Under the Red Hood came back, like Bruce Greenwood, who played Batman, Vincent Martella, who did the voice of Joker. It was nice to get their voices back because they're so tied to that Red Hood film, and so it just felt right to bring their voices back. No Jensen Ackles as Jason Todd, Red Hood. That was a little disappointing. But that's the positives. Gets you more involved, gets you to also want to, if you see how a story plays out and you don't like it, or you just are curious, and so you can go back to see other choices that you could make to change it. I love that after you play out a scenario, you don't have to go all the way back to the beginning and restart it to try to go through it. No, it gives you the options that you made, and you can pick and choose at those points to just go right back to that moment and change your choice. So that's very good. That's very convenient for someone like myself who was obviously going to go back and do all of that. But here's the negatives. The negatives is that this is too short. This is way too short. There's versions of the scenario that I swear play out for like 15, 20 minutes, and then the movie's over. And I know that there's other options to go, and I know that doing a project like this with the voice acting, with the animation, it's probably going to be a lot to put together. It's probably going to take a lot of work to do. So I'm not saying it's easy. I'm not saying, oh, well, why didn't they just do this, or why didn't they just do that? It's just, I wish it was longer. I wish there was each story. I wish each story was longer because obviously you can go back and make a different choice and then there's more movie to see, sure. But there should be, if you're going to tell me that there's 7 different endings, then give me 7 different full movies. Again, it might be too much to ask, it might be a lot to do, but you're advertising this as what it is. You know, you're advertising it as different outcomes and different scenarios. And if it's, some scenarios are so short, so abrupt, so just like, oh, okay, in this choice, everyone dies, but it just was like 5 minutes long. I get it. I get it. It almost felt like a video game. It almost felt like certain things that, again, I like the concept. I like the idea. But I think altogether, the movie's probably an hour. That's just, it's too short. I'm sorry. We probably could have gone at least an hour and a half, if not longer. And then if I wanted to do different choices or different routes, then that should be just as long. I don't know. Maybe I'm the only person who felt that way. Maybe I'm the only person who felt like there could have been more, should have been more. There's one choice that if you choose early on in the beginning, like the first choice that they give you, if you pick one of the options, it just sort of plays out under the red hood. Like that movie, it like recaps all that events, and it's just like, oh hey, you might as well just insert under the red hood that Blu-ray and just watch that film because that's pretty much what happens and nothing new is there. And so in some ways it might feel like a ripoff. In some ways it might feel like, oh, this is all that you're offering me. And so there's parts of me that find it a little underwhelming. There's parts of me that finds this to be a little disappointing, a little pointless, and makes me wonder, was it worth it? But I will say that I like that they tried something new. We get so many DC animated films. Hell, we get so many Batman animated films that it is refreshing in another sense to get something different, to get something that they try to spice it up. They try to give you a whole new way of experiencing it. And maybe if they improved upon this, maybe if they did make these stories longer, even if it was just maybe 4 different endings, but make each of those things longer so it feels like more different stories that you get to do. There's a couple of choices that I made, and no matter which choice I made, like between 3 different choices, it all gave me the same ending. So it was just like, all right, again, not horrible, not the worst thing ever, and a cool thing to conceptualize, but I still wish this was better. I still wish that we could all be talking about, wow, this is one of the coolest things that DC has done with their animated projects, and I wish that I could say that we're going to get more of these in the future. But I don't think we will, you know? I don't think people did love this. I don't remember hearing a lot of people go gaga and crazy over something like this. That's where you guys come in. Let me know in the comments below. Did you watch Batman Death in the Family? Did you like the concept? Did you like being able to decide the fates and the outcome? Or did you think that this was just a pointless Blu-ray purchase? Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Enjoy Batman Day. Later.